I think you can take a snapshot in time, maybe a 1 or 2 year period, looking at some standard moving average levels and see if the stock actually reflects that it relies on those. You know, if you find
Welcome back, traders and investors, to Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by Charles Schwab. I'm Joel Elconin, your co-host, and I'm on the line with Rachel Shasha. She's a trader and blogger at Sassy Options. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm doing good on this Wednesday morning. I'm looking at your profile here, and you researched the psychology of the market for over 5 years. So what did you study, who did you study, and what kind of conclusions did you come up with?
Well, I guess I should say I studied psychology for 5 years. The markets was only the last part.
Okay.
But I studied at UCLA, and then I studied at USC. And mostly just we did studies. I worked in a lab, and we did different studies on a lot of it was on cognitive dissonance, which basically means it's basically kind of like, let's see, an analogy in the markets would be because you've, let's say, shorted something and you believed so long that this is going to go down, and you waited it out so long in pain, perhaps, you know, it didn't go down, kept going up, that you don't want to now change your bias because you've waited this long, you know, you might as well just keep waiting. It's going to eventually come down. So, I mean, that's one example, and I think that plays a lot with people's personal emotion. But in terms of like groupthink, I think that as we can tell in 2013 and 2014, it's almost been better to be a contrarian. And when everyone jumps on board, it's usually better to be off that board, jump off.
Did you write any papers or dissertations or anything when you were studying psychology?
I did have papers, but they were not on just the market per se. They were like I said, they were like on cognitive dissonance, stuff that you can relate to the market, but not actually on the market.
So, do you think that it is helped you in your trading?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's helped me in my own trading personally, in the sense that, you know, I think that they always say you have to cut your emotion off when you're trading, and I don't ascribe to that belief. I think that you cannot really cut your emotion off, or at least I can't. My emotion is there. I don't feel great when I'm losing in trade. I do feel better or good when I'm doing well in a trade. So instead of trying to cut that all off, and it's just better, I think, to acknowledge your emotion. And then if you can learn how to acknowledge it and not react from it or to it, then you're okay, I feel like, as a trader, instead of saying, oh, I don't have any emotions at all when I trade.
Okay.
And maybe that's what people mean when they say that anyway.
Yeah, great answer here, and I think that's kind of leading into a question here that actually Brianna's coming up with. What are the top 3 things about psychology that traders need to know?
Okay, top 3 things about psychology. I would say first one is know your emotions, which is what we just touched upon. Like, you have to know how you react, what your emotion is, and then based on that emotion, how you typically react. So, if you get really excited when you do well in a trade, and you start to put on more risk because of that, because, you're feeling great and, everything's going well, know that, so that you know that, oh, these elated feelings are probably, giving me overconfidence, and now I'm over trading. So because I'm feeling this overconfidence, I'm going to now take a walk, take a step back, shut my trading, down for today. And then on the opposite side, you're feeling crappy. Now you want a revenge trade. No, I'm feeling crappy. I lost money. I don't like the feeling. But instead of trying to revenge trade and make it up, I'm going to, again, take a step back. So that would be the first one. The second one, I think, would be to watch other people's like reaction to the markets. And when I say other people's, I mean as a whole. So right now we're in that whole, whatever other people are doing, it's better to do the opposite almost. In fact, I think this whole run-up that we've had, which, to be honest, surprised me, this whole 9% move up, I would say this is because too many people, and too many smart people, too many people who I respect and who, do well in markets and whatnot, thought, including me, that, this was going to be something different this time. And I think that when too many people, start to see that and information gets, out there to everybody, then what ends up happening is it doesn't work anymore. So I think, that might change, but be aware of how it changes. So be aware if, being the contrarian is the right move right now, because eventually that might change. The market's going to keep changing and you have to adapt to it. So instead of just thinking, okay, it's going to work this time, it's going to work this time, it's going to work this time, every time, just, look at the subtle differences, see when it does work, and see if it starts to shift. And that goes into number 3, which is you have to adapt. And so in order to adapt, you got to pay attention to what's going on in the market and how you're feeling towards it and your biases towards it. So, in terms of psychology, like, you might think, okay, this is how the market's going. I now found the system. This is it. I'm all good to go, and I keep making money. Fantastic. And then, cut to a month later, and it's not working anymore, and you don't want to change it anymore because you found your system. That's when you need to, go back, look within yourself, and say, is it possible that I am wrong? That things are changing. And then if they are, how can I change with them? How can I grow with them?
Okay, wow, that was a great rundown there. So, are you located in New York or California? I forgot.
New York. New York. I moved from Los Angeles.
Okay, and you're originally from there, right?
Correct, from Los Angeles, yeah.
Okay, all right, because I know it'd be a little bit different. So you're out in New York, okay? Could you just walk us through your typical trading day? What you do in preparation, and then how long even kind of what you do. Do you take a break? Are there times that you're more active during the day? Are you like a screen watcher? Just walk us through your trading day.
Okay, so wake up and pretty
How
much
early?
every single
How
day,
early you wake up?
I go to the gym.
I
I wake up around 5:30. I go to the gym. Sometimes I actually teach a class, as I told you last time. I teach sometimes. Some days I don't. Most of the time I don't. So today I didn't. What I did is those stairs, you walk the stairs.
Yep.
So if I'm not doing things on the floor, I will walk those stairs sometimes for 40 minutes to an hour, and I will read and see what's going on in the news and look at different charts. And I mean, it's like my office.
Okay.
So I will sit here and just do that and get good cardio workout at the same time as, reading people's tweets and catching up on what's going on in the world and looking at different things that I want to look at. And then I'll kind of formulate an idea of how I want to play the day. And then I will write something up, usually. And then during the trading day, I think in the morning, I'd like to try to sit back and watch first for the first half an hour before I do anything. But sometimes I will trade in the first half an hour. And then usually midday, then I kind of back off because I don't trade a million trades, or I don't go in and out every second. And then I will, during the midday, I do have the screens up all the time, and I'll watch them. But sometimes during the midday, I, do other stuff, write stuff, or I don't know, just even run an errand sometimes. If nothing's going on, I don't have a lot of positions on. Just kind of hang out mostly, but keep an eye on the market. And then towards the end of the day, I'm back, watching more actively, and I, maybe again place a trade, sell something. But that's pretty much it. I don't have any magic stuff that I do throughout the day, but I do watch the screens all day. I watch breadth readings all day. So I have that on one screen, and then I watch the stocks I'm in, and then just other stocks that I maybe want to get in or am watching.
Do you do anything in the pre-market or after-hours trading? I know the options aren't open.
No, I was just
Yeah, I was just wondering if you did anything to offset positions. So, all right. So you've had a busy day so far. And you've had a chance to evaluate the market. Do you have any positions that you're looking to adjust or put on near the open here? What's on your radar?
I have to say, this market really does seem super bullish to me. And I mean, I hate saying that because I feel like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but it does seem like this rally has more life. So, I have to be wary because that whole Janet thing is coming out. But I honestly don't think that it's going to lead to a sell-off unless she says something like crazy drastic that no one's prepared for. So I'm looking to maybe get long some stuff. As stretched as the biotech sector is, there's some great setups in there. And let's see, I was looking earlier at Blue, BLUE. That one looks good. What else looks good that I was looking at? This is not a biotech, but AMAT, AMET. So that one looks really good right now. TAP, TAP, which is beverages. I mean, so many. It's unbelievable how many setups there are right now. So that's what makes it hard to think, this market's going to drop right now. Airlines like Dow. I mean, just tons of different good setups. But I guess, the thing that I've done in the last 2 weeks. Look, I wish I could have said that I just bought and then just held everything long, but I didn't. What I mostly have been doing is taking day trades because of my caution with this market. So it's been great in terms of I've done well, but I bought CMG 2 mornings ago, and if I had held it, I would have made a lot more than I did. But hey, profit's a profit.
Right, never go broke taking a profit. How'd that monster trade work out? Are you still in that one? I know you. Remember you? No, you got out of that one because
I got out of that on that big pop. But you know what? It looks fantastic.
Yeah. It looks like it's coiling, ready to go higher again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally nice bull flags, ready to go.
Can you talk about your V chart and a little bit about your fib time zones?
My fib time zone?
Fibonacci. Out of the chat here, can Sassy talk about her V chart and a little bit about her Fibonacci time zones?
Well, so I don't really use Fibonacci time zones, so I can't really talk to that.
What about the V chart?
My V chart was just basically, to be honest, it was more fun. It did kind of help to look at different readings underneath, like the breadth readings that, how far oversold we got before, the bottom was in, and then how fast it took to get back up and, whatnot. That kind of, just gives you a roadmap. But a lot of it was actually just for fun because, if you look at the last 2 years and you look at that V chart, it's just kind of fascinating to look at to see how, we've had these just quick snapbacks, drops and snapbacks. So, more of it was for fun, but I think you can definitely use it by looking underneath, because I usually post breadth readings underneath. And, it kind of shows how much oversold we are compared to the other times, how much overbought we are compared to the other times, et cetera. And it can kind of give you a little bit sense of a roadmap.
Okay. Are you looking at any short setups?
I don't know. Not really. Not right now. Maybe Coach doesn't look so good.
Okay. I really have to pry one out of you here. So do you, I know. On days like this, with, the Fed coming out later, do you kind of just sit back and, and just relax a little bit? Do you try and anticipate the market at all? What's your approach on days like this?
I mostly try to sit back. I probably will take maybe 1 or 2 trades, but they will be short, lived probably because I don't want to get overly exposed, and I'm not overly exposed at all right now. And in terms of anticipating, if you want to go back to psychology, that's maybe one of my things that I need to work on for myself is I love anticipating. And sometimes that can get you in trouble. I'm great at adapting quickly, but still, if I didn't even anticipate, then perhaps I would even adapt quicker. So I'm going to try not to anticipate too much.
Okay. Do you got your charts up there? Could you take a look at RGEN for us? Repligen? Rob Hood in the chat's
Sure.
looking at that one. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, man, this is looking good here. The stock is breaking out. That's my prediction.
I don't know, but it could be tough to handle, and so we have to build a handle now. So I'd say it should go sideways for a bit before it keeps selling. That's what I'd say on that one, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Good take on that. And and of course, I have to ask you about your Goldman Sachs indicator.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Because so we are already over the high calls, which usually is worrisome. The only time it's not worrisome is when we go over it like we are doing right now, and if it continues to go today and tomorrow and just like crushes all those high call open interest, then what it tells me is this market is super bullish, but also on its last legs.
Okay. All right. The good old Goldman Sachs indicator.
If it falls back, though, under 185, then I would say that the market is probably healthier and could now just turn sideways before going higher. But if we just blow it out and stay above 185 and keep going like crazy, then I think we're on our last legs.
Okay, all right. Rachel Shasha, trader and blogger at Sassy Options, giving us a little bit of a look at her trading day and the things that she looks at. Also, a great talk here on the psychology of trading. I think we all should take those top 3 things that you talked about and incorporate that into our trading. Thanks a lot for coming on, Rachel, and we hope to speak to you again soon.
Great. Thank you for having me.